we've been talking about are in there. Now, there's nothing like a good hula hoop contest when you're a kid, but now the hula hoop is just as popular with adults. And while adults are using it for a good workout, they're also using it to meditate as well. And joining me now to discuss how hula hoops can make us more mindful is Kelly Strycker, the director of Chicago Hoop Dance. So Kelly, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yes, thanks for having me.
It's great to have you. So now obviously the hula hoop is multifunctional because you can play with it, you can work out with it, but we have had yet to hear that you can actually meditate with a hula hoop. So how do you find mindfulness with a hula hoop?
Well, it definitely takes some practice in getting beyond the technical aspect of being able to keep it up, and there's sort of a new vocabulary of movement that has emerged with this movement called the hoop dance or flow arts. So it really does take some practice in getting into it, but it's really about the rhythm and the repetitive motion and kind of zoning out and just enjoying it. So a lot of times in my classes, it becomes very technical because you have to get that part down first before you reach that state. But a lot of practitioners say, oh, after I knew how to move and all that, I really reached this sort of meditative state. So it doesn't always happen right away. But
how long does it take? Because when I heard about this, I was thinking to myself, I used to be able to hula hoop pretty well, but I can only hula hoop for maybe like 25 seconds if I'm lucky. So I feel like my mental focus would be so much on the technique of that than I would be able to kind of get into a mindful state. So how long does it take people? And are there any tricks or tips that you can give people that are watching to be able to get from, the technical side of things to a more mindful state?
Definitely. Getting a bigger hula hoop is definitely part of it. Having more time to move is what the bigger hoop allows. And that's really a big misconception because we have all these mass-produced smaller hoops. So it's really all about having the right hoop and just taking your time. And once you get that, just the basic around your waist, forward and back motion, it's really, it's pretty easily accessible to most people from there.
So, is this for everyone though? Because, are there detractors? Have you had to convince people to kind of get on board with this when they first found out that this is what you were doing?
Definitely. I've had people sign up for my classes and then all of a sudden there's, body image issues or self-esteem issues kind of coming up, or I can't do it. But usually with the right hula hoop, people can do it. There's tons of different densities of hoops and sizes of hoops. So, there's a lot of personal things that can kind of come up because the movement can tend to be you're moving from your hips, so it can be somewhat of a vulnerable place for some people, especially women, to kind of have to explore that movement from. So, I know when I first started, I saw a pile of hula hoops and I was like, yeah, right, I'm not for me. And then, I just did it and it was hilariously fun.
Well, so yeah, tell me, apart from it being kind of hilariously fun, what do you get out of it personally? I mean, what sort of state does the hula hoop meditation kind of get you in that perhaps traditional meditation doesn't?
Well, it becomes a whole body practice. I've been doing this since 2006, so I have tons of movement in my, hoop dance vocabulary that doesn't require a lot of thought for me anymore. So it's really easy for me to just get into the movement of it and the exercise and not be thinking a whole lot about the specifics. So, it's definitely been a fun thing for me to explore in the full body aspect of it.
Yeah, I mean, one of our commenters who's been watching, Lena Biener, says, when you hear the sand in the hula hoop move rhythmically, you're in a trance. So, is that true?
Yeah, recently I was talking to somebody and I sort of likened it to, when you're a baby and you're in the womb. I'm 9 months pregnant right now, so this is, very fresh on my mind. But when you're in the womb, you're very close to your mother's heartbeat. And it's that similar back and forth motion that happens that's somewhat close to the same beat or the same steady movement of a heartbeat. So I think that might be part of it. You know, it's very primal, that that motion, that beat, that rhythm.
Oh, so, tell me very quickly before we have to go with you, Kelly, but, you said you are pregnant. So what would you say to pregnant women that are watching and think, okay, I kind of want to try that. I'm a bit nervous. I mean, can you do this unsupervised? Would you say to go to a class?
Yeah, my midwife told me if you're not doing it beforehand, don't start now, as with any exercise when you're pregnant. But if you're already doing it before you become pregnant, it's really just getting a bigger hoop. The hula hoop's not going to hurt the baby in any way. So, if you're a fitness person, you can go ahead and try it when you're pregnant. It's not going to harm you or your baby.
Well, it's really great to have you, Kelly, and thank you so much for joining me on Huffpost Live today to talk a little bit more about hula hoop meditation. I'd never heard of it, so it's kind of cool to listen to.
Yeah, thank you.
And guys, for more information on Chicago hoop dance, you can, of course, check out our resource well below. And stick around, there's more Huffpost Live coming up next.